Good morning, listeners, and welcome back to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ronald Couming of RCS Technology Solutions and RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs, much like yourself, achieve even greater success by attracting, converting, and retaining their ideal customers and clients using various Internet marketing techniques and methods. The purpose of this show is basically twofold. We will interview subject matter experts who have basically already been there and done that, meaning that they started in business and they've gone through the ups and downs, and they can guide you, the listeners, with some ideas on what you can do to avoid them and steps you can take if you're already in them, and then also possibly avail yourself of whatever they do. I just want to let you know that no guest gets paid to be on the show, and no guest pays to be on the show, or do I get paid to be on the show. So this is just a total gift of all of us to give back to the community. Our first guest today is Nicki Reddington, and she is the social media anchor. She introduces businesses and events on social media. Her exciting career started by covering red carpet events, interviewing A-list celebrities, high-profile individuals, and VIP people. These amazing opportunities taught her the power of social media, that having an exposure and a social media presence is paramount. In return, it has allowed her to have a large-scale reach on social media. For example, year-to-date, her views have reached well over 500,000. So help me welcome Nicki Reddington today. Nicki, how are you?
Good, Ron. Hello. How are you today?
Excellent, excellent. And where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Excellent. And I'm actually calling in from Tampa Bay. The radio station is in Lowell, Mass. I don't even want to ask. I think it's like 20 up there. But
oh, yes. There's a little snow on the ground, and very different than Tampa weather.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, today I'm going out on a boat to an island and stuff. But anyhow, I wanted to talk to you. Thank you so much for, I've seen you at events where you've actually been interviewing people. So I've seen you in action at a couple of different events. And I know that business owners and entrepreneurs, whether they're just starting their business or they're already successful in business, can grow their business or scale their by using your services. So can you tell us a little bit more about what you do, who you serve, and we'll get into how you got started and stuff in a second, but let's just give people a better understanding of who you are.
Yes, well, thank you for the opportunity of being on your show today. And I created Nicki's Network and coined the term the social media anchor. Being raised in a entrepreneur family, I have that entrepreneur spirit, and I love talking to business owners out there, and it's important that they get the word out about what they do for the social media audience. So I'm kind of like a local news anchor, but I'm the anchor for social media. And, yeah, so I interview A-list celebrities, top business leaders, and also that's allowed me to build my platform, like you said in my bio, to now help small business owners. I interview small business owners like I would celebrities and going to events. So my clients are been really excited about that, to be able to have an interview to talk about what they do, and for the social media audience to hear in their own words about their company.
I love it. And I like how you said local, but, whenever somebody is on social media, people can certainly see that local, regional, and national. So having that exposure and actually being interviewed kind of elevates you in potential clients' eyes. Am I correct?
Yes. I did start in Indianapolis, and was very fortunate to have the opportunity early in my career, just in the first year, to be able to interview A-list director Rob Reiner on the red carpet, and that was able to give me a lot of exposure, and then it just went after that. It exploded after that. Then asked to, I had the exclusive coverage, the exclusive social media coverage when Whoopi Goldberg came to Indianapolis. She did a fundraiser for a cancer organization here in town, and they wanted me to cover her event, her VIP event on social media. So I was very honored out of all of the media people in the area to be the exclusive person to cover her event. And so then that again put me more on the map. And when I met you, Ron, in New York City, I was invited out to the city summit to interview the sponsors and special guests out there, like our friend Brian Smith, the founder of Ugg Boots, Mr. Alex Stern, the founder of Constant Contact, and Frank Shankowitz, the founder of Make-A-Wish Foundation. So that helped put me on the national map to be able to interview not only local business leaders in Indianapolis, but national business leaders as well.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, just being surrounded. I mean, all the people you mentioned are all like friends of mine and business associates, because I do speak with them at multiple events. And in addition to, I mean, what they've created professionally is amazing. But personally, I mean, they're really just great people. And when people do the interviews with you, I mean, people can then sense, their personalities and stuff, and not just their business accolades. So I really like the whole idea of having interviews and doing videos and getting online, because it just allows people to see who you are as a person, not just read some of your accolades, but just get a sense of listening to your voice, seeing your mannerisms, and maybe in the interview somebody just cracks a little joke or something, and so it just shows your humor, your humanism. So I love
that's
the idea.
Right.
And so tell us about some of the events you've been. Oh, first of all, let's go back and tell me how you got started in this. Were you always an entrepreneur, and when did you decide to be an entrepreneur? How did you make the changes?
Well, yes, I was fortunate to be raised in an entrepreneur family. My parents had several businesses, and as a kid growing up, I loved working. They had fireworks stands, a deli. I loved working there. I had so much fun, but I did not realize the blood, sweat, and tears behind the scenes to make it happen, for them to open and run a business. But I was just really excited. I always loved that. And so I was I grew up selling. I was an independent sales contractor for two designer eyewear companies. So I sold for Gucci, Armani, Christian Dior, and all of these brands. And I traveled a lot, and I always worked hard, but I always thought, oh my gosh, I'm putting all of these hours on the road and all of this time in hotel rooms, traveling around, selling their product, and I would get a percentage of what I sell. That's how it goes. So I always wanted to start my own business, to work for myself, to be my own boss. So one day I was on Facebook, and I was looking through the news feed, and every once in a while I would see a video come up on somebody talking about their business, their product or service. And there was a whole sea of photos and posts about people's business, which is social media is a great way to promote and advertise your business. But like I said, every once in a while on my newsfeed, somebody would be on there talking about their business and their product. And I'm like, that is so neat. We were always told, with Kodak, a picture's worth 1,000 words. But now a video, like a 1-minute video, is worth like 2 million words. And I could really see on that video their personality, I could understand the product or service, like you were saying earlier, Ron. People really want to see and hear from the business owner or somebody in their business or company to see the personality, their attitude, and people want to check them out before they might walk in the door or before they, are getting interested in the product. So I asked several of my friends who are business owners, I said, you all, do posts and pictures of your business, which is great. I'm like, but why don't you do a video? I never see a video. And everyone said, well, Nicki, first of all, we don't feel comfortable talking about ourselves, just pushing play on our phone and start talking into the abyss. And I said, I understand, because I wouldn't either. And they said, well, and besides, where would we start? How would we start talking? Because there's so much about our business or our company we'd want to say. It'd be a 4-hour-long segment. So I said, well, why don't I interview you and ask you a couple of questions like maybe any other business owner would, and to role play like that. So we sat down and I started rolling the video. And, after a minute or two, they talked all about their business. They were so excited because they know more about their business or company than anyone else. And so after the segment, they loved it because they felt like it was more of a real segment, more of a conversation rather than them having to just talk about what they do. So that's how that all started. So I started interviewing local business owners in Indianapolis, going into their business, and just like a local news anchor would do. So that's how that all started.
I love it. So you saw a problem. I mean, that's a great thing with entrepreneurs. You saw a benefit that people could have. Then you saw a problem that they had with respect to feeling comfortable and where to start. And so you created the interview process, which took the pressure off them, because now they're just going to respond to questions. And to me, that was great thinking, because now they're going to respond to the questions and then get feeling comfortable. And instead of worrying so much about the structure and everything, really just producing the content, so to speak, just responding. And it helps get the job done. So you saw the problem and you provided the solution. I love it.
Yes, thank you.
Good
and
stuff. Now,
go ahead.
If people, let's say somebody wanted to be interviewed by you, and again, I like the whole concept because they can talk. I hear a lot. Video is king. I mean, I've mentioned to you that offline. I love what you're doing on a professional level because 2020, 2021-ish, I mean, all the big people, Mark Zuckerberg, all the people over at Google, they've all gone on record as saying that approximately 70% or more of every Google search will result in a video. So, the days of written blogs, I'm not going to say are coming to an end, but, they're not going to have the prevalence that they used to have. So getting these videos done now and getting ahead of the curve is a great idea. So if somebody wanted to get started in this endeavor, I like the fact that you take the pressure off and help do the interview. But would you be able to interview them over like Skype or Zoom or something so you can still get the job done, but if they're not, within a 20-mile radius, you can't physically be there?
Yes, thank you for asking. That is a division that I started. It is studio interviews. So no matter where the business owner or company is in the country, I can interview them with a Skype or a Zoom call right in live in my studio. So it's pretty much the same concept, so I'm able to now talk to anyone all throughout the country, and then I create that their interview segment for them, and they can have that segment to use on their social media sites, their website. The segments do not expire, and that's the same if I'm covering events nationally or covering any event on location. That segment is saved, and then they keep that segment and they can use it. And again, it doesn't expire, and they can use that however they would like.
I love it. And just as an idea, I mean, when somebody has these videos, you're right, they can use it on all over the social medias, YouTube, LinkedIn. They can use it as social proof that they've been interviewed, which gives them a little higher USP, a unique selling proposition over a potential competitor. But they can also have it transcribed and then use it as a blog. A blog, you can use the video by itself, the blog by itself, the video and the blog together. So, I mean, so they could actually repurpose it and get 3 to 4 to 5 different pieces of unique content out of it. So I love the idea. If somebody is just starting, let's say we have 3 levels of listeners, and we pretty much do. We have people who are actually working for somebody and looking for marketing tips to help, their company grow. We have people who are basically wanting to leave and start their own business. Then we have other people who are already in business and looking to grow and scale their business and have more success. With all 3 levels, could you give us 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 tips if we have time on how they could get started and what they could do to help start the process of creating interview-type videos? And it's possible that 1 or more of these tips could cover all levels. So,
so if somebody wants to get started in interviewing, I just like how I got started. I started interviewing local business owners in my area. And that is a great way to help get the word out locally about what you do, because people will catch on to that, just like in my case. People in Indianapolis caught on to my interview style, my personality, what I was doing, and then I've been getting calls to cover not only their business, but local events when celebrities come in town. So you just never know who's watching, first of all, which is really neat. And, I just recommend put yourself out there. They're a real person. The person they're interviewing is a real person. And like you said, Ron, people want to see and hear from people, the personality. And, we're all human. We all make mistakes and get tongue-tied and twisted. And that's fine. And that's the beauty about that, because then they can record and edit that segment. Because I might puff up my hair, while I'm talking, I edit that out, or say a lot or something like that. And once they get comfortable, then I do live segments. So, live is live. And the events and businesses like the live coverage. And so that's another opportunity to, to record live, because that's real time, and people like the live segments as well. So that's what I did. I would just suggest if somebody would like to do that, just role play with a business owner.
Excellent. I love it. And, okay, so now we got about 7 minutes left, 6-7 minutes left. Can you please give everybody your contact info?
Yes. I'm Nicki's Network, Nickis, Nicki's Network, the social media anchor. And I have a platform on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And my website, my new website, is nickisnetwork.com. And my phone number is 317-989-1971.
Excellent. So people can just reach out to you that way. And I want to let everybody know that this interview is archived on both WCAP 980, the radio station's website, .com, and also RCS Technology Solutions.com and RCS Online Solutions.com, both of my websites. So if you were unable to get that information, it will be available in a day or two. But so, Nicki, I hear you're getting a new website too, and you're going to have a lot of your videos up there, and people can see what it looks like to work with you?
Yes. My new website, it's Dynamite. It has many videos and interviews that I've done, and it will link to YouTube. And every video, every segment that I've done is on my Facebook page, since it goes back 2 years. And on my website, it also lists, there's a packages section. So there's 4 different packages that I offer. And then the demo reel section. And there's a few demo reels on there for people to go, and they can click on my credentials of the top business leaders and the A-listers who I've interviewed. And another demo reel is business segments of examples of business owners who I've interviewed. And the other demo reel is events and red carpets. So I have some events and red carpets that I've done live that I put out there as well. So there's a few demo reels that they can watch as well, to have a montage, if you will, and testimonials. And they can book me online. And I'm just really excited that my new website is launched, because it was really I'm really pleased how it looks.
Right. And just out of curiosity, who did your website?
RCS Consulting. How about that?
Yes, we did. RCS Technology Solutions.
Technology Solutions.
Yep, and your new site will be live momentarily, probably by the end of today. I mean, it's already done. We're just crossing over your URL that you wanted, and we'll take care of that for you. So, but anyhow, by today. So excellent. I'm happy for you, and I think you're in a great space, and I think people really need to avail themselves of working with you. And I don't, I'm not an affiliate. I don't get a commission. I'm just saying that this video, I don't want to say is the wave of the future. I mean, it's already here. You really need to have video marketing as part of your campaigns. And, if you want to take the pressure off and you want to have like an interview where you can talk about your businesses, your products, your services, your accomplishments, and you're talking about it as answering questions. So it's not like people are going to see you online talking and it sounds like you're conceited or something. You just answering questions. So to me, it's a way of getting done what you need and really promoting yourself in a great way. Nicki, we have about 2 minutes left. Is there any closing thoughts that you would like to leave the listeners with?
Sure. Thank you. Well, and as I was building my business in Indianapolis and people were looking at me, catching on, and one thing that makes me unique, since I have my own network, I can do and say whatever I want. I know sometimes when A-listers come to town, when I was interviewing Rob Reiner, all of the journalists and news media were pretty much asking him the same questions. And when he came to me, we talked about so many things. He did not want to stop talking to me. And his movie premiere was getting ready to start, because we were talking about fun things, not politics, things about his life, his marriage, his parents' marriage. And he gave me a really fun, cool story about him and Elon Musk with Tesla. So I invite your listeners to check that out. But I guess the moral of the story is I don't have to talk about politics. I don't have to have my material approved, and that's another reason why people are asking me to cover their events with celebrities, because I talk about the event and the celebrity, not necessarily politics. It has nothing to do with the event. And people are loving that. It's a breath of fresh air. It's new content. It's getting to know somebody, my guests, on a different level, and it's for the audience to be able to learn new things about the person I'm interviewing. So that what makes me unique.
Excellent. I love it. And the people that you've worked with and have chosen to work with you is like a who's who. You know, you mentioned A-list celebrities, and absolutely that's true. I mean, you're talking about Rob Reiner and Oprah Winfrey, and I'm sure that there's a whole lot more.
Yes, Rob Reiner and Whoopi Goldberg. And when I was in New York, I interviewed an NBA player, a retired NBA shooter. He's now on ESPN, Stephen Howard. And on the red carpet in New York, I interviewed actor Mario Lopez and a football player for the New York Giants, Michael Cox. So now I've interviewed professional athletes. And it's so funny. They're like 7 feet tall, and I'm 5'2". So it makes for also an entertaining, fun segment. But I'm just thrilled that I have been able to interview, these top people in such a short amount of time, and hoping, that helps me gaining a large platform, social platform, to help then the business owners to be able to have a large reach and a lot of views on their segment as well. That's so that I can tie in that to give my business owners, my clients, a lot of views.
Yeah, that's true, because people are going to come because of these higher names, and then when they're going to see the other videos there too and start to pick up, and the platform itself is going to grow, and it's great. I really like what you're doing. I really hope people reach out to you and avail themselves of this process. It will help them get the job done and get rid of some of the nervousness too. So it's a great way to start out.
Thank you. And yes, that's my passion, to give business owners exposure on social media, because they've built their business, their blood, sweat, and tears, and I want to do all I can to help them get the word out on social media.
Excellent. And they can also take them and use them on the search engines too. So it's just overall there is no negative to it. So,
yes.
Nicki, I want to thank you so much, everyone. You've been listening to Nicki Reddington on the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of RCS Technology Solutions, as well as RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs achieve even greater success by attracting, converting, and retaining their ideal customers and clients using various Internet marketing techniques and methods.